Hello, I'm ABX Toycat and welcome back to another top 5 video. Today I realised I hadn't done a top 5 in quite some time, so I figured why not do a Hearthstone top 5. So today I have the top 5 worst spells in Hearthstone. Hopefully you do enjoy the video. If you do, please do like it and let me know, because it helps out the channel a lot and lets me know you do like different game content and indeed this kind of vlog style thing. Because a lot of people do ask for other games on the channel, so here you go. So let's get straight into it, shall we? With the 5th worst spell, actually, quick clarification, these are sometimes run in decks, but they're terrible value or terrible compared to other classes spells, because the thing about all spells is they're all class specific, and some classes just get better spells than others. And what better example of this than with Moonfire? So again, Moonfire is run in some decks and it can have some use, but its real use is, as you can see from the card picture over there, is taking out the Magma Rage. So yeah, it's one of the very few cards in the game actually that does have another minion in the picture, and it's actually dying there right there, because this card is the perfect Magma Rage counter, because the only time you need to use this card is if you want to deal 1 damage, you don't have 2 mana for some reason, and you don't want to take damage from your hero power going into something. And a Magma Rager is actually a pretty good example of that, because if you counter Magma Rage with this, you get free mana, and that's kind of like an advantage. So unless Magma Ragers get big though, this isn't so great, because you've got to bear in mind, whenever you use a card to deal a 0-cost card, it's not just free card, free mana, right? It's not just like a free thing in the deck. It takes up one of your card slots that could be used for something important. So for instance, you know, you might look at the Wisp, for instance, and be like, oh, this card's pretty great because it's infinite value, but of course it doesn't work that way. And Moonfire is the same thing, where dealing 1 damage is such a minute amount to do. Like, it will take out some minions, it can take out a 1-drop, but it's just, in so many cases, it's not going to be enough, especially when Druid now has, for 1 mana, deal 2 damage, or summon minions. It just really doesn't make sense to ever play Moonfire. The one exception, though, is if you're playing a combo deck where, you know, if you get spell damage plus 5, it's still 6 damage for 0, which is pretty darn good. But besides super specific combo decks, Moonfire is just bad, and unless a Magma Rager meta does stuff up, like I said, it's not going to be useful. So if a Magma Rager meta does stuff up though, maybe it'll be because of Hand of Protection. So funnily enough, Hand of Protection actually is a counter to Moonfire, and Moonfire is kind of a counter to this, so ooh, that kind of works right there, because basically Hand of Protection is a Paladin card which gives a minion Divine Shield, which seems pretty good, right? I mean, being able to basically give a minion a free not take damage from a trade means that you can make some really favorable trades, and that's pretty great, right? For 1 mana. 1 mana for a card, that's pretty great. So why is it not good? So the reason it's not so good is because, 1, there's a card in TGT that's just better, because it's plus 3 attack and Divine Shield. It's, I think it's like Blessing of Champ. It's got a cool name like that. Blessing of Might, maybe. But yeah, there's basically a better card in the Grand Tournament that's just a few more expensive and is a way better for trading. Second of all, though, you need to bear in mind that although this is Divine Shield, it's bad value, because Divine Shield usually costs a little bit less than 1. So take the Argent Protector, who's a 1/1 for 1 with Divine Shield on. We can make that with a Wisp and Hand of Protection, but that costs us 1 and then costs 2 cards. So the same goes for like a War Golem and a Divine Shield to make the Force Tank max. There's a lot of bad combinations where you're not going to get what you kind of want from this whole thing, and Hand of Protection is kind of good in theory, kind of bad in practice, because it's a win more card, because you have to have minions on the board, but it doesn't even help you win more, because it just gives you a little bit of a favorable trade in one case. So keep that in mind. Hand of Protection is not really worth running. I mean, it's a cool idea, not a cool practice. So yeah, let's move on to the 3rd worst spell in Hearthstone, which is another Druid card. They're all going to be gone after this one though, because of course it's Savagery, because yeah, it's Savagery. So I believe this card was a lot more powerful in the beta. They've nerfed it twice, I believe, because Savagery is a way of dealing your hero's damage as a value to a minion, which would make sense, a lot of sense, even in like Warrior or in Rogue or some weapon class where it's like, yeah, we're going to deal all the damage. But the thing about having it as a Druid is the only way to get attack is with your hero power, which is 1, by the way, you know, like deal 1 damage. There's Savage Combatant to make that 3. There's Savage Roar to make that 5, I guess. But even then, you need to have very specific cards. Only certain cards increase your hero damage, and only then for 1 turn. So bear in mind the caveat of this card that means that it's not this awesome burst that you can use all those things together, is because it has to be done to a minion. So this card is useful if you get your hero power attack up to 7 on 1 turn somehow. Then you can use Savagery on a taunt and attack face and win that way. Like, it's just such an unlikely series of events, and you need to have all that stuff for this card to be good. I think just running, you know, deal 2 damage is probably going to work out better in a lot of cases. So that's why Savagery doesn't really see play. It has a pretty cool, like card picture there, though, doesn't it? So yeah, that's my opinion. So anyway, let's move on from number 3 to number 2, which is actually a Shaman card. So Shaman has a lot of bad cards because of the whole Overload thing, a Shaman exclusive concept, which is, it's meant to be kind of borrowing mana from next turn, but in a lot of cases, it's just taking mana away from next turn for no reason, because Fork Lightning only costs 1, which is pretty good value, and deals 2 damage to 2 enemy minions, so and then it overloads for 2, essentially giving it a cost of 3, but you get to spread out the cost. It's like a payment plan, but with mana, except it's way worse, because the problem with Forked Lightning is you don't want to play this card on turn 1. It's a 1-drop, you don't want to turn 1, because they can't have 2 health minions there. I guess, yeah, yeah, they can't have 2 health minions, and if they did, you wouldn't want to waste your whole turn and next turn playing it anyway. So you play this most realistically on turn 3 or beyond. So I could see a situation, this is the best case, by the way. So they coin into a 2-drop, then play another 2-drop, both 2 health, then on turn 3, you play your own 2-drop, and use this, and boom, take out both their cards. So that's a best case scenario, but even then, they just play a 3-drop, you have to play a 2-drop because you're overloaded, and are you even really doing much better? No. So yeah, the downside to this card, though, is you've got to bear in mind, it only works when there are 2 random minions, when there's too many minions, sorry. If there's only 1 minion, you can't use this, even if it will save your life. So it's not even a great saving life card, it's not very versatile at all, and then the random enemy minions is what makes it so much worse, because if they have 3 minions and you need to take out 2, you're going on like 2/3 odds for something that's like, I shouldn't have to do that. And unfortunately, yeah, Forked Lightning, not very good. I wish it was deal 2 damage to random enemy minions, and then it might work on 1, so it's 1 for 4 basically. That could be a pretty cool spell, but no, it's really tricky to use, and when it does work out, the overload is so heavy for the early game that it's just not too great. So yeah, that's Forked Lightning, the second worst card, spell in Hearthstone, sorry. As well as the worst spell in my opinion. It's got to be a TGT card, and it's got to be a TGT card that everyone looked at and said, you know what, this is going to be really bad. They saw the effect, and they're like, I don't think that's going to be worth running. And then it came out, and we realized, yes, it is just that bad. So Demonfuse is a 2-drop card that allows you to give a demon +3/+3 while giving your opponent a mana crystal. So giving your opponent a mana crystal is never desirable, but what about the effect? Giving a demon +3/+3. So bear in mind, for a 2-drop, you should be getting roughly, +3/+2, kind of like how Avengers +3/+2 for 1, and therefore this is kind of like +1 extra health, right? That's kind of nice. That's kind of free. All you have to do is give your opponent a mana crystal. So yeah, that's not too good. If they're a Face Hunter deck, you're going to give them more ammunition to just tread down you faster. If they're a Ramping deck, you give them a free turn, all in exchange for 1 health on a demon specifically. Again, as a Warlock, you probably do have demons, but that still limits your effectiveness, and it still means this card can only be used if you have a minion on the board. That's a really crucial thing about these cards, because it means they can't save you, they can only help you if you're, behind. They can't help you if you're really behind, only slightly behind or ahead, and if you're ahead, you don't want to give your opponent more situations to get ahead of you. So, yeah, Demonfuse is really bad. The only time it really makes sense is if you're on turn 10+, you've got a Warlock deck that's optimized for turn, 20, and you don't mind, because then you get +3/+3 without the downside, because if they have 10, you can't give them a limp 1. But even then, this card just has so much not going on for it, and Demonfuse isn't so great if you ask me. I'd really love to see a viable Demonfuse deck, but right now, giving your opponent mana crystal for 1 extra health than you probably should be getting for that cost, just no. So yeah, that is my official top 5 worst spells. I hope you did all enjoy the list. Just one more time, because I can put it on the screen right here. We've got Moonfire at number 5, we've got Hand of Protection at number 4, got Savagery at number 3, Forked Lightning at number 2, and Demonfuse at number 1. So yeah, hopefully you did all enjoy the top 5. If you did like it and want to see more other game content and stuff, please do like the video and let me know, because it helps out the channel a lot, and lets me know you do like it. Share if you really liked it, and subscribe if you're new around here. I make videos like this every single day on my channel, and if subscribed, you'll see them daily on your homepage. Thank you all very much for watching, and goodbye.